If you feel like an imposter every time you create content, try this. There's a hack to make your audience trust you in less than 60 seconds, even if you have 0 followers. And it has nothing to do with faking till you make it. It's based on a neuroscience concept called credibility triggers. I'm AJ, author of Guru Inc., and I'm going to show you how to add credibility triggers to your videos so that you actually feel confident when you hit record. And here's the part that no one's going to tell you. It has nothing to do with money, success, or status. It's just neuroscience. So when someone watches your video, their brain is scanning for one question. Should I trust this person? And the brain doesn't need a mansion or $1 million story. It just needs signals, what I call credibility triggers. These are little cues that tell people this person has actually been there, done that. So let's start with credibility trigger number 1. This is proof of effort. The brain trusts effort. There's this neuroscience principle called cost signaling. When something took time, energy, or repetition, the brain reads it as credible. So for example, if you've seen a video where someone said something like, I've spent the last 10 years studying the top 1% morning routine. Here's what I found. You don't need the results. The effort alone is something that makes you want to listen to see what they're going to say. Credibility trigger number 2, proof of failure. Failure is relatable. It signals real-world experience, not just theory. So for example, you may say something like, I started 3 businesses that all failed for the same reason. Here's what I learned. Failure isn't weakness, it's feedback, it's data. Credibility trigger number 3, borrowed insight. Humans outsource trust all the time. Our brains are lazy. They want to take the most efficient route. If you reference credible sources, then your authority naturally rises. For example, Alex Schmozy says something to me that changed how I upsell my customers. Or some kind of Harvard study that was published about why we self-sabotage. You don't need to be that expert, just the person who understands experts. There's a lot of people that write books that aren't at a place in life where they can write a book, but because they've interviewed tons of other successful people, all of a sudden they borrowed everybody's credibility to write a book that people care about. Credibility number 4, shared emotional experience. This creates what neuroscientists call affective resonance. This is like the brain saying, hey, you're like me. So for example, if you ever stared at your screen scrolling through Instagram, wondering why your life hasn't started yet, I know that feeling. People trust people who feel what they feel. Credibility trigger number 5, your proximity to greatness. Now, you don't need to be the millionaire, just close enough to observe the truth. So for example, there's a lot of content creators out there that talk about, here's a day in the life of a private chef for millionaires and celebrities. Proximity in itself becomes its own credibility. The key is you don't need all 5, you just need 1 per video. 1 credibility trigger buys the viewer's attention for the next 60 or 180 seconds. It gives you permission to teach, to inspire, or to share some kind of insight. Because your story doesn't start when you make it, your story starts the moment you turn your life into something worth teaching.